Is that where I got to dance and people got drunk?
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. Totally fun.
What is happening?
Courtenay.
Well, my main question was already asked, but my sister would kill me if she couldn't get her self-made doll in a picture with all of you guys. So, would you mind taking a picture with me?
That is a question. Would you mind taking a picture? Yeah. No, we wouldn't mind taking a picture.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So I was wondering, across these 3 games, each of you, especially you, had like hundreds of hours of dialogue that had to all react to each other and play off each other. And I thought the voice cast did a better job reacting to each other than the actual physical reactions in the game. And I'm kind of wondering how y'all did that. Because, I mean, were you in the same room, or how did this work?
I didn't even meet Mark until we had wrapped 3.
Yeah.
I met him like a year and a half ago. There was a whole thing where we ran across the lobby in slow motion.
Yeah, I mean, Kimberley and I just met at Denver Comic-Con earlier this year, and this is actually the first time that Tricia and I have met. So I met Mr. Hogan at the Canadian Video Game Awards. So it was all after the fact. However,
Hold on.
what?
Hi, I'm Courtenay.
That's what happened. And the thing is that because of scheduling and things like that, it's just impractical, and especially because we had a cast that was spread over 3 countries and several continents. So what they use is a system called Beta, and Tricia was talking about it a little earlier, where you have a screen where your lines are coming up. We didn't use it on the first game, but it came in for Mass Effect 2. The Beta system is unique because it also plays the other people's dialogue into your headphones, if they've already recorded it. So if you're going first, you're kind of setting the tone. But if you were recording after other people have seen it recorded, you have their performances in your headset. And so it makes it a lot more organic, it makes it a lot more easy to, you're not just acting into a vacuum and like, I hope this is the right reaction. You've got other people's reactions to gauge from.
Wasn't that BioWare's technology?
Yeah, it's a proprietary system. I think they patented it.
Yeah, I think it is, because I don't see it on a lot of games.
That's true, and it's called Veda. But funnily enough, the acronym actually spells VADER. But for some, somebody owns the patent on that name, so they called it Veda instead.
That's funny. That's Canadian.
Veda. Sorry.
The only time I ever worked with Seth Green, we didn't actually work together, but I'd record all morning, and then he'd show up 1 or 2 times when they had to do like some press shots, photo shots or whatever, interviews, and he'd come in. They wouldn't be recording, but they'd go, okay, do a couple of the lines. We'd do a couple of the lines, and they'd be filming it, and then like, bye Tricia, and then Seth would continue. Some of those times you're like, can we just do it together? But yeah, so you never record with anybody else.
Hey, this is a little bit less of a question about Mass Effect specifically, and more generally about acting and voice acting. Obviously, y'all have all had very good careers, become multiple characters from multiple TV shows and cartoons. But what is that one role that got away, that one role you really wanted somebody else beat you to it?
That's never happened to me.
Well, actually, I kind of had the job in Knights of the Old Republic. I didn't really. I was the demo version of Courtenay. And funnily enough, Raphael Sabarge ended up being the Courtenay in the game who plays Caden. Yeah, so yeah, I was rooting for, I didn't actually think I'd be Karth. I was like, I hope I can hold on to some of those Imperial officers, but no, they didn't, they replaced me. But, you know, I got paid and I got to do work on it. So it's not really a job that got away, it's just, it was just like, I finally got my revenge when I let him die in the game.
Thank you. Payback's a bitch. He saved me. That's good. That's all I could. I got really close, I think, and I don't know which series it was, but I think I got really close to Wonder Woman. And I love Wonder Woman. Come on. And yeah, a few callbacks and no more callbacks. So
Take it away, Susan Eisenberg.
thank you. More power to her. But yeah, that was one that I was like, oh. Yeah, it was really good. I got to play Wonder Woman once, and then they went back to Susan Eisenberg. I read a million times, it felt like a million times to me, for Morgan in Dragon Age. And I couldn't understand why they kept reading me for it, and I kept not getting it. They kept, like, there was callbacks and everything, and I was like, I'm in, this is it, yay. And then I didn't get it. But in retrospect, I'm pretty sure that if I had gotten that I wouldn't have gotten Jack. So if I had to choose, I will go with Jack. So I think I ended up with the Jack as my
It's hard to choose. There's so many roles that you want to play because you think you're right for it, but they don't see it that way. So, gosh, I don't even know off the top of my head. I can't figure it out. Okay, I'll put a good think on it.
Thank you.
No shirt, ooh, no shoes.
Somebody who plays a tattooed character.
Hey, you come back when you're wearing a belt bra, dude.
Up here, you guy from Memento or Mr. Zatz?
Yeah,
oh, Memento guy. Okay, cool. Oh no, it is letters. I thought it might just be like, I've killed this many people. No.
So,
But I love cons.
I think we've all had the experience where you're talking on the phone with somebody you've not yet met, and then you meet them in real life, and you're like, I would not have expected you to look like this, be like this, based on the voice. So, when you, I mean, this doesn't have to relate to Mass Effect per se, but just anything in your voice acting career. Like, how do you feel when you see the programmer's rendering of your character for the first time? And do you ever have the experience of, you think that my voice looks like that, or does it just really throw you? I mean, has there just ever been a situation, I guess, where you thought that they really screwed it up and you would have sort of done it a different way? Just that experience in general.
Well, actually, in the case of Commander Shepard, Mark Vanderloo was actually cast as the default Shepard, like the physical appearance, before I was cast. Like when I showed up and like was doing my auditions, it was like, this is what the default Shepard looks like. So, I was like, I had a picture of him. I knew what he looked like. And it's funny, funnily enough, because like Shepard, of course, can look like anything. So I've actually seen some weird ass Commander Shepard. There's some people who think it's, well, I want to make his eyes as far apart as he can. I want to give him a pinhead. So those always work.
Well, particularly for Mass Effect, when I saw Jack, because there was not a picture when I auditioned for her, I was like, yeah! I was so stoked because I grew up listening to punk rock, and she is the closest thing to any kind of punk rocker that I had seen in games. So, and then actually when they showed me 3, I was like, oh my god, that was my haircut in high school, that's awesome! But I do voice a character named Starla on a show called Regular Show on Cartoon Network. And I was kind of like, oh, she really needs a bra. That was all I thought. I was like, oh, my voice sounds like I need a bra. Oh, man! Well, I'm not really, the question's kind of fuzzy, but I play against, I don't know, type. This is why I love voiceover, because I can play a 10-year-old Hispanic girl on Lucha Lucha, or I can play Opie or Ashley Williams or whatever, and I often don't. I just feel like when I get the artwork of the character, and I didn't have a character for Ashley Williams, the drawing artwork for that either, for the first game. I had no idea. And we had a different director, and she totally described her way different than Ashley ended up turning out to be. So she went through a lot of changes, I thought, as a character. And she found herself, though, by game 3. We knew who Ashley was. But yeah, I feel like I'm constantly trying to come up with the voice that matches the character, because it's hardly ever just like, it's a perfect fit, you know, and kind of make it work.
I don't know if it's got anything to do with whether the character there on the screen looks like me or because it sounds, because it's my voice, but when Fallout New Vegas came out, one of my sons, he was in his late 20s at the time, one of his buddies said, I can't get very far into that game because I can't stop shooting your dad.